Once upon a time, there lived a kind and beautiful girl named Cinderella. She lived with her wicked stepmother and two mean stepsisters. They made her do all the chores while they relaxed. Cinderella wore old, ragged clothes and slept in the attic, but she always stayed cheerful. One day, a royal messenger came to their house with exciting news. The king was throwing a grand ball, and every young lady in the kingdom was invited. The prince was looking for a bride, and the stepsisters couldn't wait to go and impress him. The stepsisters were busy picking out their finest dresses and jewelry for the ball. Poor Cinderella also wanted to go, but her stepmother laughed and said, "You? Go to the ball? You don't even have a dress." Cinderella felt sad, but helped her stepsisters get ready anyway. As the stepsisters left for the ball, Cinderella sat by the fireplace, tears in her eyes. She had worked so hard all day, and now she was all alone. "I wish I could go to the ball," she whispered softly. Suddenly, a twinkle of light appeared in the room. To Cinderella's surprise, a kind and magical fairy godmother appeared. "Why are you crying, my dear?" she asked. Cinderella explained everything, and the fairy godmother smiled. "You shall go to the ball," she said. With a wave of her wand, she transformed Cinderella's rags into a stunning ball gown. Cinderella twirled in her beautiful dress. The fairy godmother didn't stop there. She waved her wand again, and a pumpkin turned into a magnificent carriage, and 6 mice became elegant horses. "Now you can go to the ball, but remember," said the fairy godmother, "the magic ends at midnight." When Cinderella arrived at the palace, everyone was amazed by her beauty. Even her stepsisters didn't recognize her. The prince was enchanted by her at first sight and asked her to dance. Cinderella and the prince danced all night, laughing and having fun. As Cinderella danced, she lost track of time. Suddenly, she heard the clock strike midnight. "Oh no!" she gasped, remembering the fairy godmother's warning. Without saying a word, she ran out of the palace. In her hurry, she lost one of her glass slippers on the stairs. The prince found Cinderella's glass slipper and vowed to find the girl who fit it. The next day, he sent his men across the kingdom to search for her. Every young lady tried on the slipper, but none of them could fit into it. The prince was determined to find his mysterious princess. When the prince's men arrived at Cinderella's house, her stepsisters tried on the slipper, but their feet were too big. Cinderella watched quietly from the corner. The prince's men asked her to try the slipper. Her stepmother and stepsisters laughed, but to everyone's surprise, it fit perfectly. Cinderella took out the matching glass slipper from her pocket. The prince's men knew she was the one. They immediately rushed her to the palace. When the prince saw Cinderella again, he was overjoyed. He knew she was the kind and beautiful girl he had been looking for. The prince asked Cinderella to marry him, and she happily agreed. They had a grand wedding, and Cinderella's life was filled with joy and love. As for the stepsisters, they were left to envy Cinderella's happiness. And so Cinderella and the prince lived happily ever after.
Who did Cinderella live with? Why did Cinderella want to go to the royal ball? Who helped Cinderella get ready for the ball? What happened when the clock struck midnight? How did the prince find out who Cinderella was?